A budget is an estimation of revenue. Revenue is also known as income, but we also look at expenses over a specific future period of time. It should be re-evaluated on a periodic basis. Simply put, a budget is a financial plan. Establishing an event budget is a crucial step in the planning phase of an event. You will start planning your budget right after receiving your brief from the client, setting your goals and objectives, and having completed a risk analysis. A budget helps you think and plan ahead, rethink and adjust your plans, but also help you prepare for any unforeseen mishaps and any changes in the landscape throughout the planning and execution of your event. The aim is to be efficient. This means that you want to spend as little money as possible without compromising quality. For this course, we will consider two types of event budgets. First is the cash upfront method or the authorization of costing. If your client prefers the cash upfront method, they will agree to a total budgeted amount for the event. It is your job to ensure that the expenses related to the event and your plans do not exceed this amount. Let's consider a wedding. If you know how much your client can afford, let's assume they can afford 80,000 Rand to spend. You need to ensure that the costs related to the wedding, such as the venue hire, catering, decor, etc., all of this are covered and won't exceed 80,000 Rand. You must, however, establish beforehand with your client if your event planning fee is part of the 80,000 Rand budget or if that is over and above this amount. For example, if your planning fee is 10,000 Rand, it is part of the budget, then in reality you have 70,000 Rand to spend on the wedding, as you will take 10,000 Rand in payment for your services. If your fee is over and above the budgeted amount, then you have 80,000 Rand to spend on the event and you will charge an additional 10,000 for your fee. Let's consider the other budget option, the authorization of costing method. Here your client will brief you about their event requirements. However, they will not give you a set budget. They may give you an estimation, however, that is not cast in stone. If we consider a wedding again, with this method the client may stipulate venue requirements, catering and all other needs. It will be your job to find suitable suppliers and obtain quotes for them. You may be required to get at least 2 quotes which your client may compare to find the one they prefer. When the client approves a quote, for example, they may approve a certain venue quote, then you may proceed to book the venue and secure it with a deposit. Whichever budget method you or your client prefer, it is imperative that you monitor expenditure carefully. Speaking of expenses, there are 2 cost categories in all budgets. These are fixed and variable costs. A fixed cost is a cost that does not change with an increase or decrease in the amount of goods or services produced or sold. For example, if you plan a concert at a stadium, the rental cost you pay for the stadium remains the same no matter how many tickets you sell to the event. Variable costs, on the other hand, will increase or decrease depending on an event's production volume. They rise as the production increases and fall as the production decreases. An example may be catering costs at a wedding or a conference. The more guests attend the event, the higher the catering costs will be because you pay per head. By now, if you are planning an event, you would have met with your client, completed a risk analysis, and decided on a budget. The time has now arrived to put your plans into action. The event action plan forces you to carry out tasks within specific timeframes, allocate responsibility and accountability to a person, and specify dates by when these tasks are to be completed. Accountability is important as it means that employees are responsible for the actions, behaviors, performance, and the decisions they make. An easy way to put your plans into writing is by creating an action plan table. It is important to keep this up to date as it serves not only as your checklist of things to do, it also serves as a control tool to ensure that you remain focused on implementing your plan. If you have a team working on the event, this plan can be drawn up in Excel and stored in a cloud or server where the team has access to it whenever they need updates. You can also use programs such as MS Projects for this purpose.